Hi friends, welcome back. Prepared Suburbanite here. Just a couple of updates on some projects around the homestead. Tearing the old garden shed, tool shed down and beginning the steps to get it rebuilt. And some thoughts about what's going on in the world today. So stick around. So I got the lumber delivered earlier this week. Actually, they delivered half of it on Friday and the rest of the stuff, the plywood, on Monday. But it wasn't like I was going to need it right away anyway. So we were just a few sheets short on the plywood. But there it is there. A bunch of 2x4s, the T111, the plywood. I've already installed the 2x6s for the deck frame, the foundation base and all that, and we're going to take a walk back there and I'll show you where we've been keeping our time. So here we are with the 2x6 floor joist installed. Down underneath it are four 12-foot 4x4s that are down, each on a pier blocked up with cinder blocks in the corners, and every 4 feet both laterally and horizontally, so it should have plenty of support. The plan would be to be able to put the garden tractor, lawnmower in here, get it out of the garage, so I've got a little bit extra room there. What you see over there is the balance of the lumber that came out of the old shed, and some of it's still salvageable. It's all just number 2 pine. In fact, some of it's even yellow pine, and it's brittle as all the dickens. But it may be usable for spacers and a few studs here and there, maybe the future chicken coop. Who knows, but I'm going to keep that lumber around. Over on this side are the pieces, the salvageable pieces of the plywood roofing that was up there. And you can see right in the center there that dark spot, which is a hole where the pine tree branch punctured the roof a couple of years ago. It's probably 4 years ago. And punched a big hole in there, and that really kind of accelerated the deterioration of the old shed. But other than that, spent quite a lot of hours over the last few days in between snowflakes and cold weather to get this old shed totally demolished out of here, get the new foundation and the new floor joist put into place, and that's where we are today. Being a prepper just never seems to stop. The responsibilities, the trying to forecast the future, trying to figure out exactly what's going on, taking a look at the world that's spinning around us, it's just absolute reinforcement for everyone that has a prepper mindset to be doubly sure that you've got all your bases covered. You've got your food storage, you got your water storage, you got your way to water to purify the water, you've got shelter taken care of, you've got alternate forms of heat, you've got ways to cook that food, you've got defensive postures in a plan ready to exercise when the day comes. But looking around at what's going on in the world today, another school shooting earlier this week. Seems the narrative's a little bit different than the last one. Apparently the school resource officer did his job, and I would just venture to guess he saved lives by taking the initiative, being courageous, being brave, and doing his job. I believe he took out that shooter in Maryland. And Maryland's got some pretty tough gun laws. This kid was 17 years old. He was in possession of a Glock handgun, 9mm from what the current reports are, and he took it to school to, I guess, settle a grievance with his girlfriend or something, former girlfriend, and decided he was going to shoot her. Well, there you go. How many laws were broken in there? He was in a gun-free zone. He was 17 and in possession of a handgun that he couldn't have federally at age 21. He couldn't have in the state of Maryland until age 21. Nobody's quite sure where or how he got his hands on that Glock, but there could have been other laws that were broken that allowed him to get his hands on that. Could be that he stole it, so he's committed another crime there. It could be he borrowed it without permission from a family member who didn't lock it up the way they were supposed to. Lord knows. But the fact that he was thinking in his mind that he could resolve an issue that he was dealing with by shooting somebody, that's not normal. Now, we've also got going on in Texas, which apparently was just resolved this morning, the bomber. And whatever his motivations were, sending packages with explosives in it that were blowing up in FedEx distribution centers and on people's front porches and all this. Nobody could quite figure out what his motives are, but that's not normal either. If these two incidents that just happened this week are any indication of what we're going to be facing if the S hits the fan, then we're going to have marauders. We're going to have people that are doing crazy, crazy things with guns, handguns. They're going to be trying to force themselves on the rest of the population. They're going to be trying to raid your stores. They're going to try to raid your property. They're going to shoot you for reasons that make absolutely no sense at all. So, and you know, the hue and cry right now is, oh, let's raise the age to purchase all guns. Let's ban assault rifles, whatever they are. Let's just make it impossible for the law-abiding citizen to protect his family, to protect himself, and to protect his property. Yeah, let's do that. That'll keep the criminals away from the guns. Yeah, okay. The logic escapes me on why this is going to be the path that we seem to be on right now. It makes no sense to me at all. Based on these incidents of the last few days and the last few weeks, I am more committed now than ever to making sure that my property, my family, and myself are safe and secure. We're going to be taking another look at our perimeter defenses. We're going to be taking another look at the defenses of my homestead here and the defenses at our bug out location to make sure that we've got a really good plan to keep the law-breaking hordes at bay. The S is going to hit the fan one of these days. I don't know what form it's going to take. It could be economic, it could be military, it could be an EMP, it could be an attack by a foreign nation, it could be, you name it, it's going to be something. But the S is going to hit the fan. And we're not going to be able to enjoy the luxury that we've got now. Right now, we've got pretty much uninterruptible power supplies. We've got uninterruptible water supplies. And when that stuff goes, and we can get to the grocery stores without any problem. You just hop in your vehicle and you drive down there, you pick up your groceries. The store shelves are full of everything that you'd possibly ever need. You can get fresh vegetables and fresh fruits from all over the world right in your local supermarket. When the S hits the fan, that's not going to be normal anymore. We're not going to have the luxury to just jump in your vehicle, drive a mile or two to the local grocery store and pick up whatever you need. You've got to have it on hand, you got to have it safe, you got to have it secured, and you got to know how to use it, how to cook it, how to prepare it, how to keep it, how to preserve it. We've planted our garden already. We started our seedlings a couple of weeks ago. We got them under grow lights in the dining room right now on the dining room table, and they're starting to sprout up pretty good. Our last average frost day is like April 10th to 12th in this particular area, and so we should be planting anytime after that. And so I've still got about 4 or 5 weeks or so before that date gets here. Today's actually the 21st of March. Yesterday was the first day of spring. Today we've gotten snow flurries pretty much all morning long, so you can never tell what you're going to be up against. But planning ahead, having a plan, knowing how to get this stuff done, researching. My wife has been, we've had some bad luck in the past with tomatoes, trying to grow them. We prefer the indeterminate varieties, and they just grow, and my God, they get so tall that you can't even reach the top of them anymore. So we've been trying to research how you can keep those trimmed and keep them full of fruit. We're still going to be fighting the squirrels again this year, but we'll see how that turns out. But the whole lesson, the whole thought behind today's video for you all is to just go re-examine everything that you've assumed you've got taken care of in your prepper plan. Given what's going on in the world today, if you watch the news, you see the bombers, you see the school shooters, you see the crazy stuff going on, and you say, well, when the shit hits the fan, that stuff isn't going to be happening. No, it's going to be happening at a much accelerated pace. And if that starts happening, you've really got to examine your defensive postures at your homestead, your bug out location, wherever you're going to be. This is the Prepared Suburbanite reminding you to be prepared always, and I'll see you all on the next video. And as kind of an added bonus on this one, we had the occasion to stop in at Harbor Freight a few days ago, and there was a couple of things that I was really looking to pick up, and I saw this. This is the Apache 3800 hard case, and this thing is just absolutely incredible. Hopefully we can get enough light in there so that you can see. It's got the same kind of internal components, the flexible foam inserts that are pre-cut, and you can pull out the sections so that you can fit whatever you need to fit in there. These things are terrific. That is one tough, hard case. It was on the shelf at $39.99. It was on sale when we stopped in at Harbor Freight for $29.99, and I used a 20% off coupon, so I saved a few extra bucks on it there. Compare this to a Pelican. My goodness, for what it's going to be used for, this is really, for less than 30 bucks, you can't beat this deal.